Hi, welcome. Sabrina Maurice here, coming to you live from over in Arizona, and to my New Zealand whānau, kia ora. I am here to do a shadow work support session. I do these live every Wednesday at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 a.m. on New Zealand time on Thursdays. So I'm waiting for special guest Kandace to join us, and then we'll get started. And in the meantime, I'm going to explain what is a shadow work support session. If you haven't watched any previous, shadow work is addressing the subconscious parts of our basically our psyche, of ourselves, of our brain, that is running the majority of our lives. And so by shining light on these shadows, we can actually operate our lives in a more empowered position rather than like just having shit happen and be like, what the hell? You know, it's like, oh, this is where the saboteur is showing up, or this is where the victim is showing up, or this is where the wounded child is showing up, and really causing pain and suffering in your world. And so by doing shadow work, it shines light, and then you can address it. And then you, as the soul sovereign being that you are, can support yourself by having that connection and creating basically what I use is light language to clear dark codes with my light code guides, Astria, who's from Atlantean, and then Eroc, who's a Plaedian. Now, having them come in, clear these dark codes that are operating in your life on a subconscious level, and then activating light codes. So let me see if Kandace is coming. She hasn't seen my message yet. If you are on live and you would like to receive this, if you are on, sorry, I'm just closing that. If you would like to receive this session, sorry, I have to mute that, then send me a request to join. Otherwise, yes, it's much needed. I'm going to tag April. See if April wants to play because she's on. Oops, wrong April. And if you have questions, let me know. Like, if you want to know more about light language, I was certified or am certified. I went through the Ascension Academy with Shelley Howells for that. But the cool thing is you don't actually have to be certified in anything to speak light language. It is the universal language of the heart and soul. So it's not something the brain is in control of, which when we're dealing with healing, the brain kind of actually is the one not making the decisions. Our soul is. So I just want to see who's on. Say hello. Hello if you are here. Let me tag Kandace. Hopefully her day didn't get away from her. She may have forgotten. Let me send a message in the group chat as well. Okay, so I'll share an experience I had yesterday. Yes, and each shadow work support session is different. And yesterday I did one for myself, and it was amazing. So I was dealing with like overwhelm. I was actually enraged, frustration, and I did one of these sessions for me and cleared all of those dark codes. But then I got to this place of like, oh, I had this inner child that was feeling very wounded or running the show in the emotional sense, and just basically like gonna start creating havoc. And to stop that, I addressed her because she was feeling very wounded at the fact that I'm dealing with a perfectionist right now, and I was raised by a perfectionist, and it brought up all of this past trauma of like never being good enough. And so I released those imperfection or the need for perfectionism, right, to be good enough. Is this where we post our notes from earlier? Yes. So anywho, then I activated light codes of peace, of honor, inner child healing, permission to not be perfect. So that's kind of the thing. And I ended up just like envisioning Heavenly Mother holding me because, you know, I don't have my own mom in my life. And so I rely on Heavenly Mother a lot, and I hadn't called upon her for quite some time. And so she just held me, kind of like cradled me. And I started crying and finally releasing. So Kandace is here. Yay. Anyway, I'm going to welcome Kandace in. Hi, beautiful.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm glad that you were able to hop on, because I was like, oh no, she didn't see my message. So
I just got it and I was trying to figure it out. I'm not super handy at this stuff.
You did great. You're here. Cowgirls. I like your hoodie.
Oh, thanks. Casual day. It's fine.
Is it nice? Okay, so I'm super excited for this. Today it's just a 20-minute blitz. Like, we do a quick jump in, jump out, but what I know is from these sessions, like, there's massive transformation available here. And so we don't have to take a whole lot of time to do some healing work that's going to really support you. And with that, let's jump right in, okay? So yeah. So what is something like you've been dealing with? And because this is live, like, you go as deep or as surface as you want. And I'll be able to pick up, what I need to pick up, and I'll honor your boundaries of, like, I don't want that shared type of thing. Right?
Got
yeah.
you. Yeah.
So what's coming up for you?
So the main thing that I deal with is, my ex-husband, who's a narcissist, who I'm trying to gain control of myself again, but he's just super, super controlling.
Yeah. Okay, so you're dealing with a lot of controlling narcissists. Can you explain, because maybe, like, what defines him as a narcissist? Because I think it's a word that's thrown around a lot, and I believe he is one, so he is. But for those who are there, maybe they aren't aware of what that means, or like, create some like a picture of what that looks like for you in your life.
So, like, for me, I do believe that the term is thrown around a lot, but I've learned kind of since my divorce what that term is and what it is. My ex-husband is very kind of textbook, so everything he does, he puts on me. So, like, one of the things we're dealing with right now is my son doesn't want to go see him because he's an alcoholic. Well, he's turned on me, and therefore I'm the alcoholic now, and I'm the one who drinks, and I'm the one who does all these things when it's him. Anything that I do wrong, like, is my fault, and then if I do put something on him, if I'm like, no, listen, like, you're the one who's drinking, you're the one who's carrying on, then he just doesn't want to talk about it anymore. Any blame that's put on him is very like, oh no, he can't handle it. The rules don't apply to him. He tries, I don't know, all the things to make just everything my fault, but it's that continual hovering of him as well. Like, he drives past my house every day to see where I'm at and what I'm doing. And he goes through this cycle of, if being nice doesn't work to me, then he's an asshole. If he threatens me, it's just a cycle with him.
Okay. So some of the shadows that I'm observing, thank you for clarifying that. And there's gaslighting. Gaslighting is when, he tries to change your reality by projecting what he's actually doing onto you. And it's like, wait, what? Huh? Am I an alcoholic? Like, you start questioning reality. It's like, hold on. Is this right? It's like this whole warped. So I'm going to put down one of the shadows as, like, warped reality, and reality manipulation. And have you heard of light language? I don't know if you have or not.
No.
Okay, so light language is one of the modalities that I use to support the shifting of the shadows. And shadows, like, what that even is like the subconscious parts of our brain that are running a lot of our lives. And so when we shine light on these subconscious parts or experiences that we're having outside of us, it's somewhere subconsciously, we are literally, like, attracting it. So when we do light language on this, I call in, I have an Atlantean light code guide and a Plaedian light code guide that I work with to basically transmute that energy into light. So that way it's no longer ruling your life. Light language is basically like, I explained this before you hopped on, but I'll just reiterate. It's not something that your brain understands. In fact, it's a bypass to the brain, because the brain is all about control. It's all about conformity. It's all about understanding and knowing, like it's got to have all the things. Light language is actually something from the heart and soul. It's felt like, think laughter. You laugh anywhere in the world, everyone knows what laughter is. Like you don't have to translate that. That's what light language, right? So sometimes it's in singing. People understand music. Sometimes it's in words that aren't really words through the English structure. It's like sometimes it's from a different planet, so on and so forth. So it's unconventional, and the reason why it's done that way is because, like I said, the brain likes to be in control. So this is a way to bypass the brain. That's what we're going to do. Okay. We love the brain. We make friends with the brain. And also sometimes we got to bypass it to be like, okay, we got to get to the guts of the work. So I'm going to go ahead and just have us close our eyes, and we'll take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. And anybody watching can join us as well. And these codes can be also received by whomever is watching this. Okay, so go ahead and breathe in through your nose again. And one more time, breathe in. And now you're just going to begin a gentle stroll in your mind. And as you're walking, you're feeling more and more grounded, less and less distracted. You're okay. More and more calm, more and more at peace. As you're walking, you're feeling grateful for every decision you've ever made that's led you to this here now moment. And you're walking and you see that you have grass beneath your feet and that there's a hill on your left side. Go ahead and head towards that hill now. As you make it to the hill, you decide to walk up. As you're walking up to the top of the hill, you see a circle of light. As your eyes begin to adjust to this light, you realize that it is a circle of light beings. Your teams of light, your teams of angels, your ancestors, your divine source, your higher power, your ascended master self from the future, my ascended master self from the future, my teams of light, my Heavenly Father, my Heavenly Mother, Christ, all standing here to support you in this shadow work support session. Just breathing in the unconditional love of this moment and receiving that in your heart right now. Beautiful. You can open your eyes. There you go. And we're going to go ahead and say out loud exactly what shadows are being released, which is blame, gaslighting, abuse, cyclical abuse, fault or blame. Oh, that showed up twice. Okay. Stalking, lack of boundaries, warped reality and reality manipulation, court manipulation, it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Manipulation, system manipulation, like he's working the system.
Yeah.
Victimhood, like you're feeling like a victim. So we're going to shift that victimhood so that way you can, well, we'll go in the light codes after we clear these shadows. So we're just going to release victimhood. Trauma, there's lots of trauma, suffering, believing that you are here on this planet to suffer because you're just not. Right? The belief life is suffering. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. False accusations. There we go. We're also going to release control. You're good. Okay.
Sorry, my boy walked in. Anyway.
Okay. Control, narcissist, like there's something, it's the narcissist cord. You have like a cord and it's in your gut. Like it literally feels like there's this cord between you and him, and he has it hooked in your gut. Because do you feel like attacks on you, and it usually shows up in your stomach?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put all forms of abuse because of abuse. So that's substance abuse on his part, but also other things that he's done to you that you know he's done, other than like mental and emotional abuse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to clear all forms of abuse. Anything else that you can think of right now that you'd like to release?
I feel like
That's
really
solid.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's going to be pretty.
Yeah.
All right, so you could go ahead, close your eyes, or keep them open. It's up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and call upon my light code guides, Astria and Eroc, to release these dark codes of narcissistic cord, controlling, blame, gaslighting, all forms of abuse, fault, blame, deserving to be abused. That was another one just showed up. Lack of boundaries, cyclical abuse, warped reality, reality manipulation, court manipulation, system manipulation, all forms of manipulation, victimhood, trauma, suffering, belief life is suffering, and false accusations. So going ahead now. Krishna Hanamakai Fatato Redai Schnaita Haya ra 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 ria Haramai Hushna Kafetiro Enamakoi Fatakai Shnakatikwi Shnakai Tete Roha Iramoi Quete Fofai. And it is done. And what also just came up was scarcity and ownership. Like he feels like he has ownership over you. So we're just, that's done. No ownership. You are your sovereign being. So we're going to move into the light code activations. And we're going to start with declaration and ownership of your sovereignty. What that means is you are the divine creator of your life. Yeah. In alignment with your divine source. Hey, go get undies on, baby tree. Baby was outside with my 10-year-old, and she's like, she has no underwear on under her dress. Mom life. Sorry, guys. Anyway, all good. Okay, we're going to insert laughter and play and goofiness, because things get so serious when you're dealing with court. Like it's always so I know, because I was in a 7-year custody nightmare, and it's very consuming. So we're also going to, that was also cleared, is consumption. So what needs to be put in? What is that called? Oh, compartmentalizing. So do you know what I mean when I say that?
No.
Okay, so compartmentalizing is, and you may not be going through this, maybe you've come a long way and you're not doing this pattern, the old pattern of like, so what consumption is, it's like literally consuming all your thoughts. When you talk to people, it's like one of the first things you talk about. You know, your every thought is like, what do I have to do next? What paperwork do I have to turn in next? How do I record all these conversations, all these texts, right? Yes, that's happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
I know, because I did all the things. I wrote all the emails. I did all the consumption, but it was so consuming that I lost me. And so there's a sense of loss of self. So I'm going to put loss of self on the other side. That's also cleared. But we're going to, instead of loss of self, it's going to be, it's like self-love, but it's deeper. It's really the declaration and ownership of your sovereignty, of you. Of you, yeah. But the compartmentalizing, this is what I learned when I went through my nightmare, because that's the only way to describe it. It's literal hell. Yeah, compartmentalizing. So me and Dustin ended up having to have an agreement that we would only talk about court stuff at 1 p.m. Any other time, It was not okay to think about it. Like let me rephrase. It was okay, but it was like we made the agreement with ourselves that we were no longer going to give our power away and our life force energy the rest of the hours to this bullshit. Right? So we put it in a 1 hour time frame, and that was the only time we could talk about it. And if we had thoughts about it, we could quickly jot it down if we wanted to and address it the next day at 1 o'clock. So how would that feel? Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Feel into that, because I understand the consumption, and also you're in a prison with that consumption. And so I'm going to put freedom from the prison of the mind. With compartmentalization. That's what you're needing of mind. Divine creator. How's your connection to source, to your higher power?
Pretty good.
Okay. So I'm just getting like, okay, what I'm getting is, what do you call your higher power, by the way?
God.
Okay. I thought so, but God is like, she needs to talk to me more.
Probably.
So yeah, just like, you're so consumed, it's hard to like pull out, because it's actually an addiction, and you're not meaning to be addicted, because you're trying to like literally just survive this chaos. So the way you do it is by like controlling it yourself. If I can just get enough control over this, it'll be okay. Right?
So true.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
true.
So we're going to put in the word surrender. Okay. And trusting that your God has you, sweetheart. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting chills. So it's like confirmation it's him. He's just like holding you. And I would invite you to spend even just a minute a day, just having a quick convo with him, and envision him just holding you in his arms. And also, Heavenly Mother. A lot of people don't call on Heavenly Mother or the divine feminine, but she's there for you as well, to surrender. So when I say surrender, it's that surrendering control and giving it. Just envision a box and all the fucking abuse and all the texts and all the things and all of it, and just put it in the box. Put a lid on it, and you can just put it on the shelf. And when you want, you can go back to the box, or you can say, here, God, can I just give this to you, please? That's a way to surrender. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. And then he will send his angels. He will send an army of angels in honor of what you request every time. So yeah, I'm calling upon army of angels. You have them, but I'm bringing it to your consciousness that you get to call upon them, utilize them. You get to I don't know about your prayer practice or your meditation practice, but like at night, especially, and first thing in the morning. And again, this isn't going to take a whole lot of time, because I know you have a lot of moving parts in your life, so you don't want to like have another thing to do. But right, this will take 2 seconds. Just envision like a literal force field over your home, like a dome, a force field of Christ's light surrounding your entire home. And if you would like, you can have it surround your street. So if he tries to come and stalk you or do whatever he does, you are protected with literally, I used to envision armies of angels surrounding my home. And then I would put them out to the street. And then you can put them out to the city. Then you can put them out to the state. Like, you have the power to call upon them, because that's what they're there for. You have hundreds upon hundreds of angels available to you. We all do, but like specifically for this issue, you have them. And then also, so does your son. So teaching him this, doing this with him, will empower him. Like, because when he's had to go visit his dad, he's not felt safe, right? He's not felt protected. So giving him this tool will empower him to also shield from the pain. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
We're going to do like shielding. There's surrender. Hold on. Let me see what else. It's like clarity and truth. Clarity, truth, and love always wins. Always. And how I know that is, like I said, I went through the most contentious, like I think I've shared a little bit about this with you, nightmare crap. I got falsely accused of sexually abusing her. Like it was just next level. We were part of the 2% of the custody evaluator was like, you guys are part of the 2% of people that get to completion of an evaluator in the whole state. She's like, it's rare. So, why I'm sharing that is because we live, like she comes and visits like every other weekend, and we all just live. Hold on a second. It got very noisy here. Sorry, they locked the door on themselves. Hold on. Mom life, right?
Right.
Thank you for understanding, everyone. Okay, are you taking her? Okay. Thank you, baby girl. Oh, did I mute? I'm unmuted, right? Okay. So why I'm sharing that is there's light at the end of the tunnel. This is not your permanent reality. This does not have to stay this way. We have a very beautiful sacred relationship with the child that was in like all the contention type of thing. And we have a beautiful co-parenting relationship with them. And that may not be your reality years down the road, but it could be, right? You're open to the possibility of peace.
Absolutely.
Between the parents. And there's also between parents, there's also this, there's this trust level that gets to come in that your son chose this journey, right? Like he knew the potentiality or the possibility that he was going to have this person as his dad, and that this would be the journey he would go through. And we as moms really want to protect our babies from these situations that like, what the hell? No, I want to like, and also in order for a baby bird to get out of its eggshell, it has to break the shell itself, meaning it has to go through some sort of like difficulty, right? And not saying that he should be going through it. It's such a paradox what I'm saying. So it's like, I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. So the eggshell, if you were to break the eggshell for the baby bird, its neck would break instantly. But by it building its muscle, by breaking through the eggshell, it can make it and thrive. So for whatever divine reality that your son has chosen, this is strengthening him. And it's not necessarily what you want. It's not what I've wanted in my journey either. Like the things that have strengthened me, I'm like, fuck, can I just be weak? Like, I don't want to go through that bullshit. Why didn't
Yes.
Then I'm remembering, like, dude, if I had not gone through every single part of my journey, I would not be sitting here today being the light that I am. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Right.
to argue with reality is to create chaos in your own world and mind. It's to create the suffering. So I'm just offering acceptance of what is. And I know that's hard. Because you are such an amazing woman and you have so much love and light and you want to protect your baby. Still do that. And also, one of the key components of why we got out of the hell we were in was this: letting go, surrendering the control. Yeah. And it's hard. It's not easy. I understand that. So I'm going to activate some ease codes, some protection angels specifically for him. And the judges that are involved, because do you have a judge involved? Just one judge, or
Just one judge? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're just going to activate like truth headphones is what I'm being shown. So like he can only hear and see truth. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
See and hear truth. And we have no power or say over like if your judge accepts this light code or not, but we can put it out there and he can choose to receive it and activate that for, but it's available is what I'm saying.
Perfect.
Empowered because you had victim. And there's stuff from your childhood that is like anchored this in. So we're going to like do inner child healing. Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's a lot of things in this activation. I want to let you know the dark codes that we released, I did them in a sequence. So what that means is like, if we deactivated them all at once, you might fritz out. You might like glitch out. I don't know how else to explain that. So
Makes sense. Yes.
yeah, so it'll be done in like a sequence. Let me just double check. So it was in a 3-part series, and let me ask. So this first sequence is for the next week. Oh, okay. So for the next 3 weeks, it's going to like completely shift. And then the same thing for the light codes. So as they're releasing these light codes, because when you take away the void or create a void by taking it away, you want to fill it with light. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Over the next 3 weeks, it's just going to do its work. So you're going to want to make sure drink extra water, more water than you normally drink. Keep your exercising going because it's going to help move that energy. And journaling. I feel like you want to journal, but you don't know what to journal. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to journaling. I'm going to have you journal your, what is it? It's controlling self, but it's not. It's like, it's more than that. Okay. So it's a duo. You're going to write like, this is one being of light inside of you, but also like a 2-parter. So your inner child is so scared that you go overboard with control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to write to your inner child, but the controlling inner child, the wounded one, each morning. And even just, hey, I just wanted to check in on you. How are you doing today? I'm scared as shit. Like, what the fuck? He just sent this harassing text. Like, whatever. Let her have free reign. Just speak. Right?
Okay.
And then
Sorry.
You as your sovereign self come in and then write back. Hi, sweetheart. I love you. I hear you. I'm so thankful you showed up today. And you know what? I agree with you. Here's what the plan is. Because like you're going to basically parent yourself. You're going to be the parent that you need in this, because your inner child is crying and suffering and needs to be literally hold you. So I'm getting goosies. Again, that's another confirmation. This is like right on point. Okay. So beautiful. All right. And you get to do that for 30 days, for the next 30 days minimum. And it doesn't have to be this big production. I just keep getting this like, she's got so much going on. Like she's overwhelmed, right? Like this is literally like 2 minutes of your life. You have 2 minutes for you minimum, right? You deserve to show up. So to honor you in that way. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I want you to ask her, actually, I'm going to have you do it now. I was going to have you do it in the journaling, but she wanted it now. Okay. So close your eyes and just go inward and just ask where this controlling, wounded inner child is inside of you right now. Where does she reside?
I don't know.
That's okay. Okay. So we'll have you close your eyes again and take a deep breath in. And just breathe out. And ask yourself, if I did know, what would I know? Yeah. It's there. It's the first one.
So explain kind of what you're asking, I guess. Say it again.
Yeah. Okay. So your inner child, where do you feel the most stress in your body, where you feel like you have to gain control? Where is that in you? It usually feels like a tenseness, right? Like this tight, like here.
Chest.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that's where she resides. So putting your hand there will connect you to her instantly. Okay. So go ahead and do that. And just closing your eyes and asking her name. Just ask, what is your name? I'm here. I just want to get to know you. You are safe. You are loved. I'm here for you. Okay. What was it? What's the first one?
So the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you have to explain this to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you're asking.
I understand. So part of you is like your brain is like trying to overthink it, right? Because it's trying to still get that control. But it's just that first voice. You hear still small whisper, true? Do you hear a whisper? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Or it could be like a feeling, like you felt that tenseness in your chest. So you knew that was her. And then when you asked her her name, she gave you one. I heard it. But you heard it and then you rejected it because it was like, well, no, that's not what are we doing here? I don't understand what's happening. Right? Yes.
Yes, very.
Okay. So before you got to wait, what? I don't understand what's happening. What was the very first thing?
I don't know. I was very much like, no, I don't know.
It's okay. You have full permission this is different. This is weird. And it's okay to be weird. It's okay to do it differently. It's why I do it this way. So that way you, again, bypass the brain's overthinking. Because like we love the brain. And also we just want to just reassure the brain, like, I know what I'm doing. It is safe for me to learn my inner child's name right now. Okay. So just go ahead, hand on heart, chest. Just feel into her again. Just ask, I would like to know your name. And it's okay, brain. This is safe. Okay. And what do you get?
No, I have nothing.
That's okay. You're getting a step closer. It's like first your brain freaked out. Then your brain was like, okay, I guess. And then it went to like, oh, I'm getting nothing. It's because it's like learning to get still. You've been involved in a lot of consumption, right? So your brain is used to operating a certain way. So we're doing it a little differently. So do I have permission to share with you the name that came up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Trista. Yeah. So feel into that. I could be completely wrong. I'm okay being wrong, but also that was the first name that came up. So when you write to her, good morning, Trista. How are you today? What can I do to support you? What is it you need today? Okay. Okay. This took a lot longer than 20 minutes, I know, but
That's fine. Totally good.
Right. So let's do the light code activation, and just remembering, like, you can access Trista at any time, and definitely over the next 30 days, write to her and then write back. Have her write to her, have her write back, and then you write back again. So it's like a three-way combo. Okay.
Got you.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead, close your eyes or keep them open. It's up to you. And I'm calling upon Astria and Eroc to activate these light codes of ease, protection angels, declaration and ownership of sovereignty of you, divine creator of your life, honor of yourself, laughter, play, deeper connection with God, goofiness, acceptance of what is, compartmentalizing, empowered, self, love, freedom from prison of the mind, journaling, surrendering, trusting, army of angels, the judge seeing and hearing the truth, shielding from any more abuse, inner child healing, clarity, truth, love always wins, possibility between parents of peace. All right, going ahead now and activating that. Inamakaishna kofotoi. Halawe hanakaishni. Hanaka. Okay. Very good. Very good. Well done. Okay, we got it. And like I said, that will sequence out for the next 3 weeks as well. So,
Perfect.
yeah, just go easy on yourself. Give yourself lots of grace, lots of compassion and understanding. You're basically parenting you. That's what's happening right now. And what you do for you, you then can do consistently for your son. And regardless of the parent he's ended up with, he will have your arsenal of tools to support his growth, right? Yeah. So it's like he's going to be okay. He's going to be more than okay. He already is more than okay. It's just, we wish it was better, but it is what it is. And there will be side effects. I know, because our daughter, she has trust issues because parents, not us, but the other side, would consistently lie and tell things and da 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 da. And so she has severe trust issues, and that's a side effect. And at the end of the day, maybe that's what serves her on her life journey. Who are we to argue with her reality?
Right.
Like, we're not God. This is what she's chosen as her journey.
Right.
Yeah. Let's do our best. I love you. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. If you would be, so did we accomplish your intention today of like clarity, peace?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. And hold on just a second. I'm like literally a minute away. She's like, hold on, Mom. The other thing I was going to say, if you'd be willing to share a testimonial in the group, that would be amazing. Not the group chat, but the actual Facebook group, of what it was like before the call, how you were feeling during, and then after. Okay?
Okay.
All right, awesome. You're amazing. Love you, lady. See ya. Bye.
Bye.